Hey you guys, as some of you may know, I am currently in the process of having to buy my first house at 23 years old. And so I kind of just wanted to make a video that I wish was out there when I was younger, because I probably wouldn't be in the predicament that I'm in if I had this video to watch when I was younger, to know that the house buying process is not as scary as it may seem. There's a lot of misinformation, a lot of things that aren't really common knowledge. I always grew up thinking that you have to have $20,000 to put down on a house, or at least have money to put down on a house. And in this generation economy, you could say, a lot of people do not have a big lump sum of money to throw down as a down payment on a house. I mean, then you got closing costs, you got to pay the realtor, all that kind of stuff. So I'm just here to let you guys know it is not as scary or as daunting as it may seem. I'm going to kind of walk you guys through the process of where I'm at right now. I'm not going to do the whole house buying process because I'm still in the beginning of it myself, but I spoke to a mortgage lender and it kind of just opened the world of being able to finally buy a house, and I thought that I would never be able to. So let's kind of get into it. I'm going to start with the first things that you need to know, and then we'll just go on from there. First, I do kind of want to preface that I am not a mortgage lender. Obviously, I'm not a realtor. I am not a professional. I'm just talking about where I am going in my process and how it's going with my process. Every state could be different, so always look into your state and stuff like that. I do live in Virginia, but I'm just talking about my process, and maybe it could help some of you if it some of this stuff may still apply to wherever you live. So don't take anything that I say as kind of like advice, if you get what I mean. Now, I do also want to go ahead and preface and say that I am not rich, okay? I'm not wealthy by any means. I was not given a big lump sum of money to be able to put down onto a house or anything. You can do this with zero down payment. While it might not be the best option, it is an option for those of you who do not have money to put down on a house. Obviously, it is a good option if you do have money to put down on a house, and we'll get to it. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm not saying it's easy, or, that it's not scary because I might be rich or whatever. I know a lot of people might see these perfumes, a lot of people might see the followers I have on TikTok or the views I get on TikTok. That does not mean that I'm rich. I average around $3,000 to $4,000 a month, give or take a little bit here or there. Some months are worse, some months are better. But I just want to let you guys know I live in the average median, I guess you could say. Now, at the beginning of this month in August, I was told that I have until February, which is about a little over 5 months away, that I have to be out of here by February. So I have to find my another place to live, which obviously I chose to move to a house, and we'll talk about the end at the end why I think a house is better as an option. But which, in that little bit of time, if you think it's scary and daunting to buy a house now, oh boy, I was shaking in my boots. I'm like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna be homeless. I did not know where to start. I didn't. And that's a thing. Like, a lot of people just don't know where to start when it comes to buying a house. So I am lucky enough that I do have a realtor in my family. Shout out to you. And I don't know if he wants his name to be in the public. He does have his own business. So if you're in Virginia, I guess hit up Ryan Hudson. Hit up Ryan Hudson if you're looking for a house, okay? He is a great realtor, owns his own business. Yes, great guy. Anyways, so I contacted him and I was like, hey, I'm like, told him my predicament. What do I do? I don't know the first steps that I need to be taken. Like, I'm freaking out. And he put me in contact with his mortgage lender, who is an amazing, amazing woman. If you contact Ryan and need help or anything like that, he can probably give you her information and stuff like that. But anyways, so contacted her, and she ran me through all the steps I need to take to be able to buy my first house. And she made it feel from impossible to, oh, wow, I'm going to be able to own my first home by February. And it's so crazy. So the first step I would take is to contact a mortgage lender. You need to know how much you are able to get for a house. Okay, but there's a couple things there too. Now, if you're self-employed like me, this is something that I did not know. But if you do get a 1099 and you're self-employed, you're not working like a regular 9 to 5. You're not clocking in at, like, TJ Maxx or McDonald's or whatever, a 9 to 5, right? If you're not getting a W-2 and you're getting a 1099, you need 2 years worth of tax returns. That, who knew? Who knew? And I've only done TikTok and content creation or whatever, filed my taxes for, self-employed, one time, and that was the last tax year. So now I have to wait until this coming January to be able to file my taxes again. That'll give me my second tax return to where then I will be able to be put on a mortgage. And that gives me what? Like one month, not even a month from the point I filed my taxes. I have to call her and be like, all right, let's find the house now. And she said that it is possible to find a house within a month. So I really have to just talk to my landlord, and be like, look, can you give me like an extra month or two in case something happens, or if worse comes to worse, whatever, I'll pay a little bit of extra rent here to stay a little bit longer. And it's not that I did something. It's literally that she just wants to move back in with her child and back into the house after 5 years. Mhm. Okay. So yeah. Anyways, so that is the first step right there. Is if you're self-employed, you need 2 years worth of tax returns. If you are a 1099, I mean, if you're a W-2 worker and you work a 9 to 5, she said that you could use your earnings and income right away. If you started your job, what I guess like a couple months ago, you can use it right then. That's who knew? That is absolutely insane. So that is the first step. Definitely contact a mortgage lender to find out how much you can borrow for a house. And yeah, that's that. I feel like it goes without saying, but I also feel like I should mention it. Make sure that your credit is good. Have good credit when you do go try to apply for your mortgage. My credit is in like 750 right now. So I mean, it's good, but it's not in the 800s or whatever, but it is still a good credit score. Make sure you do not have a bunch of hard inquiries. Like if you've applied for a bunch of credit cards or something like that, try to let a few of those fall off because it will damage your credit itself and make your credit lower. But excuse me, it just also does not look good because the mortgage also adds a hard inquiry to your credit, which will bring your credit score down a little bit too. So make sure you don't have a bunch of stuff on your credit. Make sure your score is good. Just felt like that was something that should be said in case, I don't know who's watching this, but if you needed to hear that, make sure your credit is chef's kiss. Now, while we're on the topic of income, something else that I did not know that I don't really think is common knowledge, like talking about, is that you can only spend 50% of your income on your mortgage and bills together. So if you are making $4,000 a month, that means that your mortgage and bills combined cannot be more than $2,000. How absolutely insane is that? So, for example, like I said, if you make $4,000 a month, your mortgage and bills have to be $2,000, and it can't be any more. You won't be able to qualify for that house, so you won't be making enough, right? So for example, like your bills, anything that's on your credit is counted as bills. So like it would be your car payment, if you had another house payment, or whatever is on your credit that you pay. Okay, so say your mortgage cannot be more than $1,500 if you have $500 worth of bills, because that $1,500 mortgage, $500 worth of bills equals $2,000. So that means that whatever house you get, that mortgage payment cannot be more than $1,500. So that really limits what house you can get. Obviously, a higher mortgage or like a higher payment means a bigger house. So if you're paying $3,000 a month for your mortgage, you have a big size house. But if it's only $1,500, $1,500, it's going to be a little bit smaller of a house. So I mean, I just wanted to throw that out there kind of as an example. So again, if you have $500, if the only thing on your credit that you're paying is like a car insurance or whatever, and your car insurance is $500, okay, so that's your bill right there. Then you got your mortgage payment. That's $1,500. Combined is $2,000. If you're making $4,000 a month, you cannot spend more than 2,000. You have to only spend 50% of what you make, which is absolutely insane. I know it's probably a little confusing, which is why I try to explain it a little bit extra. Sorry if I confused you, but something that I didn't know that you probably don't know either, because it's not common knowledge. At least I didn't know it until I spoke to a mortgage lender. So definitely the job and your income make a difference there too. So just wanted to throw that out there. Now we're going to speak on the last thing that I have to talk about, which is probably the most scary and daunting part, is the down payment for your house. Everybody, at least I grew up thinking that you need a bunch of money to put down on a house, or you need to have at least $15,000, $20,000 to be able to buy a house. Because I mean, that's just, I feel like what people grow up thinking. Nobody really knows that you don't need money to put onto a house to get into it. who knew? There are zero down payment options. There's something called a USDA loan, which is a there's only certain houses are eligible for those kinds of loans. They have only special houses out there to qualify for it, which is kind of weird. So there, if you do that, go that route, there's not that many options of houses to choose from. Like you can't just pick a random house and be like, I want that one with the USDA loan. Like, no, it might not qualify. Which is so weird. And then I think she said there's also a couple other zero down payment options, which I don't really know. I haven't gotten obviously to that point because I need my second round of tax returns. But I just wanted to throw this out there too, so it doesn't seem again as scary and daunting because a lot of people might think that you need a bunch of money to put down on a house and you don't. While it is nice to have money to put down on a house, okay, if you have it, that'd be great. She said every $10,000 is about, now don't get me wrong here, but I think she said 60 to 70 or 70 to $80 off your mortgage per month. Which I mean, it sounds not that great, but it helps out in the long run. So every $10,000 is around 70 to $80 off a month on your mortgage. So I'm trying to save up at least a minimum of $10,000 just to put towards the house because it'll also help your interest rate. Yes, if you don't put anything down on your house at all, your interest rate will be a lot higher than if you put at least $10,000 down. So that'll also help out in the long run too. If you have the money to put down, if you can save up at least 10,000, 50 or 10 to $20,000, I know it's a lot. If you don't have it, again, you don't need to, which is amazing, and it helps out a lot of people knowing that you don't need the money to put down. But if you have it, do it. So that is one thing that just made it seem not as scary and not, as hard to get into a house. I was thinking, dude, this is going to be impossible. Like I have 5 months, around 5 to 6 months to be able to find a place to move. How am I going to get $20,000 to put down on a house? You don't need it. And so I hope that like helped somebody else out hearing that. Now, even if you don't put a down payment on your house, there are also grants. Yes, there are grants that you can get too. There are some that will put, I think it's like 3.5, maybe 5% as a down payment or something like that. But yes, there are grants out there that will give you money and that you don't have to pay back. A grant is a loan. Well, a grant is money given to you that you don't have to pay back. It's not a loan. I don't know why I said that. But money given to you that you don't have to pay back. So there are grants out there that will give you money to put onto your house as a down payment, and help with the closing costs. Again, just talk to your mortgage lender when you are ready because she will, or she or he, I'm just thinking of mine, they will tell you what you need to know and definitely lead you in the right direction of what grant could be the best, what mortgage is going to be the best for you, what zero down payment option, if you're going that route, will be the best for you. And that's kind of just where I'm at right now. Again, I do have to wait for my second year of tax returns, so I have to wait until January before I can even put my income on the mortgage. So I will keep you guys updated on the process. Again, also, every state could be different. Always look into your state. They could have different laws, different qualifications or rules or whatever. Something that I said that could be different in your state or something. Maybe you could need 3 years of tax returns instead of two if you're self-employed. I don't know. Whatever. But hopefully this helps somebody out. Just knowing that there are zero down payment options out there, and I know it's not just in my state that it's available. So if that's like the most scariest part for you is thinking that you need a bunch of money, you don't, and it'll be okay. I promise. Hopefully, I mean, I should, but hopefully, I will be in a place by February, if not March. So my birthday month, which would be cool too, because that'd be a great birthday present to own my own home. I will definitely keep you guys updated along the way. Again, I hope this helps somebody out, and I'm sorry if this was a little bit all over the place. I tried to make it as simplified as I could, but I'm kind of freaking out myself on the inside. Anyways, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.